I'm just coming into Crystal Springs, and there's a little filling station over here, and up ahead on that side of the road it looks like there's some irrigation going on. So I'm gonna stop in here at this little it's not even a filling station, it's more of a convenience store. ET Coffee. See what's going on here, and see if I can't find me a place to stay. Anywhere between here and Rachel would be fine. I just talked to the lady here at the little food shop, and she says that this is the only facilities within 4 miles. There's another place, but for going up towards Rachel, which is where that semi is turning, this is the only option. I asked her about where I could pitch my hammock, and she said I could pitch it really anywhere around their store and be fine there, or up along the road anywhere as well. And most of this property down here in the valley is owned by ranchers. So I'm gonna go for a little spin and see if I can't find something up that way. If I can, then great. If not, I'll come back here. There's some trees back here over my shoulder that'll work just fine for a hammock. Well, I'm out driving around, and here's a cattle company. This would be considered small feedlots, but they sure do look like they're well taken care of cattle compared to what was over in Kansas, wouldn't you say? But right across the road is the Alien Research Facility. And there's somebody here, so I'm gonna go up and talk to him. Today is the day we go down the Extraterrestrial Highway. It's right up here over my shoulder. You see the road heading up the road that goes down past Area 51 and the back entrance of Area 51. I'm here in front of the Alien Research Center. It's basically a gift shop where you can buy alien memorabilia and other items that you might need for adventuring out into the extraterrestrial unknown. But what I wanted to say is they actually make their own tequila, and so I got a bottle of it with me. It's a little small bottle. I'm thinking about raffling that tequila bottle off. It's $10 for a bottle. They've won in taste tests multiple times against Patron, which is pretty impressive, and it's their own brand and their own tequila with a bottle made out with an alien head. So I'll throw that in later, and maybe we'll do some kind of a raffle and give that thing away. Today I'm headed to Rachel, which is 40 miles. It's not that far, but if I was to go past Rachel, it would be, well, it's 150 miles to the nearest gas going this way. So I'm gonna do a 40-mile stint, and then the following day I'll do another half of that, and then the remainder. And if you look back here over my shoulder, this side, this is where I stayed last night. The lady running this place says, you know, I got a camper out back, and you're more than welcome to use it. So that's what I did. I used the camper, and I'm ready to rock and roll. I just had my first really odd experience, and I'm only a little more than 3 miles away. You can see the silver building right there over my fingertip. That's where I stayed at the Alien Research Center. I'm headed towards Area 51, which is this way. It's southwest from here. And I'm riding along, and there's these two massive, you know, like sonic boom sounds. It's been years since I've heard a sonic boom, but I think that that's what it was. And it's just not something I'm used to hearing, or it sounded like cannon fire. And then it was really close sounding behind me over in this direction. And then as I'm continuing to ride, I mean, it made me weave and come close to falling off the bike. That's how loud it was, how much it scared me. And then I'm more prepared for it, and again it happens a couple more times in a totally different area, and then again it happens in another different area, back to back. And as I look up into the sky overhead, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a plane flying, maybe with some contrails, and there was another one. They were flying, two of them were flying together, and it looked like in formation, and I'm pretty sure that it's a sonic boom and that's where it came from. I guess that just goes to show that Area 51 is still active. Man, these guys are coming from everywhere. There's planes all over the place up here. It's really cool, I love it. I'm just gonna get sonic boomed at all day. Here's a couple of more planes up here in the sky, flying in formation. Not quite sure what you can see there, but I'm using my front-facing camera, so you can tell I'm not editing anything. It's just me sitting here holding the camera, so you can see what's going on. Pretty sure that what I've been hearing though is sonic booms. It's hard to tell, but there's one plane, and then there was another one that was just up there, and it's curving off here to the right. And if you look here, look at all these contrails or chemtrails. I don't really know what they are, but it looks like chemtrails. Yet, I'm pretty sure this is all from their formation flying. So that's one thing that makes me wonder if contrails, or chemtrails rather, are even real. I don't know. After seeing some of this ground, and we're headed really right towards Area 51. It's somewhere up here off to the distance in the left, maybe on the other side of this mountain range. But I can see why the military likes this for training grounds. It's just all kinds of space to do anything you want. The planes, they've been maneuvering overhead. They've left their trails. They've been maneuvering overhead for most of the morning now, cutting in and around these mountains. It's been kind of fun to watch. Haven't been able to get a whole lot of film just because they sneak up on you, and then by the time you get the camera turned on, they're already gone. It's been a fun ride so far. I've been coming from that direction for almost 9 miles now. And at the base of the mountains on the far side, the big pointed 3 peaks that you see, right at the base of those mountains is where I stayed last night. That's 10 miles. Doesn't seem like that.
Resuming.
Or at least the way it looks. And I'm still headed up this direction. Area 51 is somewhere up there in the distance. Been climbing. It's a lot of work. Just got up to the summit. Now it's back down the other side, and then I think it's flat all the way to Rachel. Oh wow. Look at this. Wow. I didn't realize I was in such mountains right here. This is beautiful. Just made it up over the summit back there, which is basically right on the other side of those rocks. Looking down over the valley where we'll be headed. I'm having me some E.T. beef jerky. They sell this at the store back there in Crystal Springs. It's really the only store, and at the intersection, it's not even a town, and it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. So I'm having a snack and some trail mix as well. Finishing off some of my water, and then I'm gonna restock my bottles with water and continue on into Rachel. Still coming down the mountain back there behind us, but if you look over this way, I believe, now I don't have a local with me, but I believe it's some of these roads, or maybe one of these two roads off here in the distance that are dirt gravel roads, and take you back into where you can overlook Area 51. I'm not going to go that route because it's too many extra miles. I mean, that might be 10 to 15 miles just looking out to the end of where you can see that road. We're going to take a right and curve around and continue on to Rachel. Yeah! Coming down into this beautiful desert country. I think this is considered the Mojave Desert, and it's all full of Joshua trees. And I didn't realize this before now. There's a kiosk back there that explains it. There's two different species of Joshua trees. Some are shorter and fatter, like that one right there, versus the ones that are taller and skinnier, like this one here in front of me. What's even more interesting is that they're pollinated by a yucca moth, and that both species are pollinated by different kinds of moths. So you've got a yucca moth that pollinates both types of trees, and they think that because the one moth doesn't pollinate the other one, that helps to prevent the cross breeding and maintaining these strains of Joshua trees that are surviving here in the desert. It's quite interesting. But I thought I'd walk over here and take a look at them and see if they would be candidates for hanging a hammock on. I don't know. I just don't know how stable they are, but they seem to be fairly stable. So it'll be interesting to see if I get stuck in the middle of the desert and need somewhere to hang a hammock, if this will work for me. I know it's really hard to tell. You see the flag moving there? I've been working against the wind for the last 45 minutes or so in my second and third lowest gear. And I still have about 10 miles to go up and over that ridge right there. Seems like the further to the west side of this valley that I get, the more the wind picks up. Well, about 45 minutes ago, it's just like somebody flipped the switch and the wind started at 30 miles an hour, and it's not letting up. My legs are hurting. I'm just ready to be done. You see where the road goes up the hill over there on the other side of the valley? Well, we were coming down that hill earlier today, and I said, I'll bet you it's 15 miles across. Well, I was close. We're just a little more than 18 miles, and we're not up to the top of the ridgeline yet. About 20 miles. It's interesting how deceiving space can be when you can see this far. I love it. I just came over a summit, and I'm pretty sure it's all downhill from here. Yeah. Sure seems like a ghost town out here. Here's the Rachel, Nevada post office.